Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Celebrate TV Live. I'm your host, Peter Lee. Today, over at the Command Center, as always, is that magical guy that makes it all happen. It's my husband, Bill Gortimer.
And good afternoon, good morning, good evening from the basement studios of LG Manor, or basement bar studio of LG Manor. Whether you're watching us live or replay, welcome. And today, hopefully, you'll notice we should be looking a little bit different. We are testing a new higher speed version of encoding, and we are going live to Facebook and YouTube without any of the third-party services. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, we are starting our day with a gin gimlet. Hi, Pepper Tree.
Ooh, I forgot to put the recipe up. Whoops.
Oh well,
Oh
never
well,
mind.
let's do that.
Never mind. Never mind. There we go. You could do a lime vodka gimlet, but we like it with gin. Okay. Rid of that.
And the episode and the measurements for this cocktail are in the show description, or you can watch the video about why this should be your first gin cocktail.
Yeah. It's lovely. So
I'm coming.
Okay.
Oh, it does seem to be working. I'm seeing chat from Facebookery.
Oh, good. Good.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Cheers to you. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
That is so good.
Okay, so
It's limey. You don't taste the gin. It's like drinking limeade. It's not quite as sweet as like the bottled limeade, but oh, that's so good.
yep. So we don't have a studio audience today, so we thought we'd set up couch cam in a different spot so you can kind of get a perspective of what Peter's looking at. So I'm way over here. I'm short.
And here I am, here.
So yeah, you can see on the top.
Like my hand. So this is over my shoulder. This.
Yeah, so you can see how that all kind of works.
So here we are. Do you have any announcements, PSAs?
No, I'm just looking through real quick.
Okay.
We're starting to get our weather reports.
Very
Oh,
good.
here's a nice compliment.
Okay. Oh, that's nice, Richard. What
Thank
was
you.
it?
Yeah, what was it?
It's probably this.
All right, let's get my...
Okay. Put that there because I'm going to guzzle that down.
So we're going to be busy talking about this and your cooking today.
Yeah, both. Well, you know. So, as he goes for the notes, I don't have a lot of notes today. We're going to be winging it. Just a few. Just a couple little paragraphs. Not like 3 or 4 pages like I do sometimes.
Let me show them the message that...
What started this all about? I'm moving to my first apartment and I'm overwhelmed on what I need to buy for my first kitchen. Yeah, I was like that too, I do remember, which was a lot of decades ago. Well, thank you. This is just our studio in our basement. This isn't even our real kitchen. Yeah, Richard.
Yes, there's all sorts of electric and lighting, and there's 7 cameras in the ceiling
We
there.
can show more as we go on. But yeah, I remember when my first apartment, and thank goodness for my mother, because I had no idea, and I was moving in, I had just moved in, I'm trying to set things up, and all of a sudden she shows up with bags and bags from Kmart and Caldor and all kinds of places with all the stuff I didn't think about, like a dish drain and things like that. So before we really get into it, let's talk about what I have as my...
And actually it's not purple. That's,
well, no, but behind me is purple.
Yeah, but
It's deep purple.
The fry pan looks like it's purple. It's actually...
It's blue.
It's blue.
Yeah,
it's
but
just the way the lights are looking
Janet
at
might
it.
be talking about the purple behind me, which is very, very dark purple. Some of my essential things, some of the things I must have, more than any of the other stuff. Some good knives, a stock pot and or a Dutch oven. You've seen me use all of those. Thermometers, you know, my little stick thermometer, my little probe guide that goes in the oven and has the probe on the wire. And something you might not have thought of, something you might need. And I know we're kind of talking about gadgets. Do you really need all of them? But here's something you must always have. And yes, fire extinguisher is one answer to it, but not the answer I'm thinking of. Salt. You must always have salt. This would be, you don't have to have it in a fancy little dish like this, but salt is something that you need.
So we did a poll on Facebook and on YouTube.
Okay,
yes.
hold that thought.
I cut you off, I know.
Yes, you did. So my other big thing is right here, a big skillet with a lid. And we're going to start cooking today. So go ahead and say what you were saying.
This is better, though.
Oh, yes. Does the coffee machine count as a kitchen item? Because I definitely need coffee. Absolutely. Yes, it does.
Or in our case, a bar counts as a kitchen staple. All right. Anyway, what I was about to say was we put this, whoops, one wrong. This
oh, my goodness.
We put this picture up and we asked, is this your kitchen utensil drawer overflowing? So if you had to throw everything out that you see in this picture, what would be the most used tool that you would absolutely have to keep? Let us know in chat. Let us know in chat and we'll compile a list.
All right, we're going to make some chicken piccata today. This is an upcoming episode. Oh, yes. Yes, we can't wait. And I can't wait to be cooking for happy hour, too.
Yeah, we just had a planning session with a friend of ours on camp opening, what we're doing.
So this is going to be an upcoming episode. Now, this is not my normal recipe. I was looking just around earlier this morning, and so this is loosely based on America's Test Kitchen recipe. They added more stuff than I do. The way I was taught, it was much simpler than this. So I thought, meh, let's have it. Oh, that's great, guys. Alton Brown, I think, was the... So I have here some very thinly cut chicken cutlets. I bought them this way. You could buy chicken breasts and cut them down to whatever size you want, but to me this is just the easiest thing. And in my pan I have some oil heating, and I want to get it till it's just about smoking. Now, I love this pan, but I hate this pan because the oil always goes around, but it's super non-stick, so it'll be fine. Now for chicken piccata, you really are just going to lightly dredge the chicken in flour. You don't want a lot, just a dusting. And you can even pat it off. And put it back here on my little, you can't see, I have a little sheet with a rack on it. And I have 6 cutlets here.
All right, so Hank last week when we announced this said there are only 13 items that you need in your kitchen.
Okay.
As an essential, so he's giving us a bit of a list.
Awesome.
A decent chef's knife, knife sharpening device, a cutting stone, a cutting board, a scale, wooden, go metric, yes, a wooden spoon, frying saute pan. Oops, let's put it back up there again.
Oh my
Where you going? Long one. Grating mixer, whisk bowl, saucepan, or Dutch oven with a lid.
Cook 90% during a week with it. Yeah. Yeah, you know, especially those pans that will do more than one thing. And a stock pot and a Dutch oven are 2 wonderful things. I mean, you can do.
So again, tell us in chat, what's your favorite utensil? Not necessarily an appliance like a mixer or a food processor, but what utensil? And if you had to throw everything out and only keep one, what would it be?
Okay. Let's get rid of this.
Yep, our friends Rob and Campus Campers had their opener last weekend. We were not there. Yes, it was windy here.
Yes, it was. Some of our
patio for our
porch. Front porch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going somewhere.
All right, can you distract them? I need to go wash my chickeny hands.
You're gonna go wash your chickeny hands.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so to get people started, the #1 voted item that they would keep from their drawer if they had to throw everything out from YouTube was measuring cups. For the Facebook users, it was a fish spatula. So what was your favorite? So we're getting some.
Who, me?
Richard said he's keeping it all and his heirs can sort it out later.
What's my favorite, are you asking?
Shelley wants to know.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Sally wants to know, what spice did you put on the chicken?
You know what I did? I salt and peppered the chicken about 15, 20 minutes ago, and I just let them sit there. And what that's going to do is the salt is going to penetrate the chicken, and it's going to change the protein strands from like long lines like this to kind of like a web like that. And what that's going to do is it's going to help keep the chicken moist. All right, I'm seeing smoke, so let's get this chicken going.
And Doug and Arnie say they've got well-stocked kitchen with collecting pots and pans and tools. And there goes the cat running by.
Fan on, it's getting smoky down. I'm a little concerned about the, or open the window or something. I'm going to turn this down. That's the only problem with having the studio in the basement is at least a little bit of smoke and all of a sudden. And these are so thin, they're only going to take 2 or 3 minutes on each side. Thank you.
Okay, let me get back to that. Yeah, so we have a sort of an unusual problem in that we have lots of pots and pans, but then he'll go, where is blah, blah, blah pot? Well, here's the problem. We actually have 4 kitchens.
4 kitchens.
We have our main kitchen upstairs.
Yeah.
We have the studio down here. We have a full outdoor kitchen at our seasonal campsite in the mountains. And we have another kitchen in our travel trailer that we go around the country with. So sometimes remembering what's in what can be, first world problems.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, Hank has got my answer.
A good sharp chef knife.
Yep.
Absolutely, yep.
You can throw everything else, just give me a knife and a pan, and I'm good.
Here's my thing. Tongs. Multiple sets. Long ones, short runs. All right. Here we go. We just want these golden. They cook really quickly, so this is a great weeknight meal. And I'm going to put the rest of these in.
All right, let's see. Let me scroll back here. I'm missing some. Yes, we agree.
And the cherry pitter can be used for more than pitting cherries. And we're talking about things that we don't need. Like, wasn't that the title of it? I thought it was Kitchen Essentials. I don't even know what's going on. But the stuff you don't need. Back in the 80s, Hank probably remembers. Some of you probably remember. 12-inch chef's knife and rubber spatula. Yeah, rubber spatulas, the silicone ones.
Oh, here's Elaine, measuring spoons.
Yes, hi
Again,
Elaine.
That was the #1 vote of our YouTube people.
Yep. All right.
Wilma says spatula and big fork.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Especially a big fork for meats and stuff. So back in the 80s, there were trends when you would buy sets of pots and pans.
Oh, I just realized that Robin is watching us on Facebook and commented from there.
Oh, good.
So
okay,
evidently
good.
we are working.
Awesome. So back in the 80s, the big trends were an asparagus steamer, a pot that was only good. It was long, tall, and narrow cylinder with a rack in it so you could steam asparagus standing up. And of course, the problem was sometimes people overcooked it and would steam it for an hour, but that's neither here nor there. The other one was a fish pan. And if you recall, they had these, again, it was long this way. It wasn't very wide, but it was kind of deep, and it had a rack in it. So you could steam or roast a whole fish and then lift the rack out and take the whole fish out. But, how often do you eat asparagus that you would need a special pot for it? How often does anyone steam or roast a whole fish anymore? And why do you need a special pan that you couldn't do it on a sheet pan, right? So that's probably some stuff. If you're of a certain age and you have it in your closet somewhere in your cabinets, throw it out. My tongs and big spoons, yeah. I need to get new wooden spoons. I'm down to one I had a set and, well...
Yeah, we have a challenge with wood spoons when we're camping because our seasonal site is outdoors and it's covered under a deck, but because it doesn't get a lot of sun,
Right.
wood
get moldy.
Wood spoons turn into mold and things, so it has to be plastic.
Okay.
And Ben's in. Oops.
Hey, Ben.
That's busy today. We've got
Good.
18 people looking.
That's awesome. I love it.
I can't tell how many from Facebook, but we have 18 on YouTube.
Well, that's okay. That's all right.
So why don't we do this as you get done with that? Start pulling out some of your utensils under there and, question. Is it necessary? Is it useful? Or is it not?
Okay. This is new. I didn't know we were doing this. This is new. Okay. Necessary? Useful?
What is it?
What is it?
Oh, Elaine's on Facebook also.
Oh, yeah.
So it's definitely working. Yay.
I say yes to both of those things. Useful and necessary.
So what have you used it for?
What does it look like it would be, dear?
I know that.
It's a strainer.
I know that. You've used it instead of a spider.
Right. It's just a little different type of spider. Yes, Wilma, exactly.
All right, let's try another one.
I don't have much stuff in here, dear.
That's why I had you bring down the other Crocs. Oh, yeah.
Useful? Necessary? A must-have. Someone says, I can't stop buying gadgets. I love them. All right, so this is coming out now. They're cooked through. They're golden. I'm going to put a tiny bit more oil in the pan. Not much.
Oops.
Oh, you forgot to turn off the heat off.
Oh, you're right, I did. Let's go to the studio menu and turn the heat off.
Okay.
Let's get over
Now,
there.
Let me pull out this so I don't, because I think I know what
Okay,
I'm doing.
RA says meat tenderizer is indispensable.
Okay, sure. You could use other things, or you could use a heavy pan. But if you want the spikes on it, for some things, it's appropriate. All right, so to this, I'm going to add a chopped shallot.
And I agree with this from Hank, and I'll talk about this little pet peeve.
Don't need measuring spoons or cups if you learn to measure in grams, and all you need is a scale that measures in grams. A side benefit is it's a lot easier to scale up or down. Okay.
And the pet peeve I'll talk about that is that everyone goes, well, I have to convert. And how do I convert? You don't. You just don't convert. And the example I always tell everybody is I show them a gallon of milk, and I say, what is this? And they say it's a gallon of milk. And then I pick up a bottle of soda, and I show them the bottle, and they say, what's that? Oh, it's a 2-liter bottle of soda. I said, well, no, according to your logic, it's 1.34 quarts. You don't convert. You just use the new item.
Okay. Soapbox.
I know, soapbox.
All right. These are softening. We're going to add 1 clove of finely minced garlic.
And we do all of our recipes in both English and in metric because we have quite a bit of a UK and Canada audience that watches our shows. And we get a lot of comments. And in the beginning, we didn't used to do that, so we went back and redid a lot of them.
I'm going to add some chicken stock. I've got, 8 ounces, a cup, however many mils. Right in. Oh, this smells so good.
240 mils.
Yeah. Yes, dear. Thank you. And a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice. Because piccata, you think, oh, it's like francese or something else. No, francese and some of the others use an egg batter on them, and this does not. It's just flour.
Yep, and it's the only way to accurately bake. Because 8 ounces of flour is not the same thing as 8 ounces of sugar. They weigh completely different.
All right, we're going to bring this up to a simmer. make sure there's no browned bits on the bottom, which is non-stick, so all the brown bits are coming right up.
Let's have a little fun while
Okay.
you do that.
All right. You can see the pulp of the lemon in here. Okay, what are you doing? So we didn't talk about that. It's a garlic press. Do you need it? No. You can do without it, but it's fun to have. Okay, just a moment, dear. I'm working here. It's going to go fast. Or you could ignore me.
I can. So which one of those, all of those, do you really need all of those spatulas?
Right.
And which one?
So we've got a big wide one that has some sort of coating on it. I've got a classic metal one. I've got a couple plastic bendable ones, and of course, a fish spatula.
So which one do you really need? In my opinion, you only need the fish spatula because it could do everything that all of the other ones can do.
Well, this big wide one, however, is really great. If you want to do an omelet, it helps, or if you need something big to flip over. These are great because they're flexible and certainly safe for nonstick pans. This is too, but it is flexible, but not as much as this.
But it has the angle.
Oh, the ricer. Yes, Elaine, yeah. The ricer or the Foley food mill. I have both, and I do them a lot with the food mill. Okay, this is coming up to a simmer.
Mr. Pumpkin's got it right.
The can opens right prior to you're not going to even get the food out. True, you are correct.
Well, but not in our house because we use other than canned tomatoes. That's about it.
There's not much canned foods that we use.
Yeah, we do not use much canned anything. All right. I'll be nice.
Okay, so I'm going to put these cutlets back in.
Take away my mess.
Thank you. This is simmering and reducing. I'm going to put the cutlets back in. Why am I doing that? You know, usually when you make chicken piccata, you do the chicken first, you set it aside, then you build your sauce, and then your cutlets are cold, and you pour the hot sauce on it and hope for the best. But what's going to happen here is, although these are fully cooked, the little bit of flour on there, and if there's anything extra, is going to help, in theory, thicken this sauce. It's not going to be a thick wallpapery type thick gravy, but it'll help give it some velvet. And we're just going to let this go for a couple minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, let me go back over the beginning ones.
Oh, hi, Lance.
Because Hank gave
Lance
us
and
our
Ken
weather
and Mr.
report
Charleston.
from Phoenix, 84. It's
nice.
46 here in New Jersey and a little bit cold. Let's see, we got Janet from Rhode Island.
Hi, hi.
We have Doug and Arnie from San Francisco. Let's see, we have any others that said their names and addresses? Nope. Oh, Richard from North Jersey. Let's see how the map is doing. We're getting there.
Okay. So I know we don't normally have more than one cocktail.
Sure you are.
2 Foley mills, grandmothers and mothers. And yeah, I have one I bought a few years ago, and I love it. I'm going to do this little flip over. You can kind of hear the sauce is getting thicker and velvety. Again, it's not going to be like a gravy, but it's going to just add a little body to it. Anyway, since it might have just been my birthday. Oh, from Florida. Hi, Arjons.
We didn't... Normally we have Pete Fest.
Yep.
And Pete Fest starts on the Sunday of the week of his birthday and goes to the following Sunday. We didn't do Pete Fest this year.
You know, this year it's everything is so fast moving. My job right now is crazy. Doing this every Sunday plus the episodes and just hi guys. I didn't think you'd be on today. Thank you.
And RA's in from Calgary.
Yay. We love our Canadians.
Wilma's from Oklahoma.
I will not sing the Oklahoma
Let's see what the
song.
map looks like now. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Now
Yeah.
we're starting to get some bodies.
Yep. That's great.
Let's see, we've got 24 people.
So, anyway, you know, I might like maybe a little glass of champagne or something. I'll flutter.
Really? Really now? All right, I guess I have to open our last bottle of champagne from Sparkling Point, which means we got to go make another trip to Long Island very quickly.
We have in April.
Yeah. We
they ship.
won't make it till then. Wilma's got the right idea.
Yes, champagne. Oh, okay.
All right, you're on autopilot here while I go get
That's fine. I got it. I got it. I'm going to pull the chickie out. I know. I should put it on a beautiful platter, and I didn't think about that. So I'm going to put it on this plate while we finish the sauce. Now this sauce is reduced nicely. It is definitely thicker, but it's not gravy. And I keep stressing that because people might go, oh, it's not as thick as my grandma's gravy that we had every Sunday, or what mom made with a roast beef, or it's not going to be. But
being a little fussy today.
to this, I'm going to add half of a slice of lemon. I'm going to add some capers. I probably should add the lemons earlier, but I was being distracted. But that's okay. The lemons are going to cook down and really provide, and some parsley. I'm going to let that go for a moment.
You get to be the sous chef.
Okay, my sous chef. Give it a stir. And these lemons are cut very thin in little quarters. Oh, no big pop. Now I think this is all pink champagne is all.
Yes, this is sparkling.
Well,
This is from Sparkling Point, Long Island. This is Carnival Rouge, which is a pinkish.
so maybe
It's almost a rosé-ish.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So maybe when you because we just got the email about the order, let's just put it all as.
Well, it doesn't. It kind of makes sense if you think about it, because what are the primary wines in Champagne?
Right.
It's Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier,
Yep.
and Chardonnay.
Now I need you to do one more thing.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, dear. One more thing. That wasn't very good. Let's set. There we go. Would you go grab me? There's a little dish of butter right in the fridge.
Wow, I really am being sous chef.
I know.
today.
Well, you know, Kevin's not here today to be my runner.
All right, and it's almost time for us to show off
Yep.
another new channel. So
All right, so I'm just going to.
hold
I
on.
have.
Let me give you a screen over there.
That's okay.
There you go.
Okay, I have some cold butter, a couple of tablespoons. I'm going to whisk in, and that again is going to help the sauce. I'm going to cut the heat. That's going to help the sauce get luscious and thick. And
Thank you, Hank.
delicious.
Yes, please hit the like button. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
All right, let me get
Thank
my
you,
other
Wilma.
screen ready while you do that.
I know. I've made 57 circles around the sun. I don't know how that happened. I mean, it was just last week I was sitting in my friend Elaine's
There
classroom
we
as
go.
one of her students in the 4th
Yeah,
grade.
speaking of that, you just said that.
I know, right? How did that happen? We were just learning times tables and the common sense crocodile and...
Oh, I still have Gimlet here.
Oh my goodness, you amateur.
Well, I have lots of buttons I'm pushing today.
I know, dear, you're working hard. I know. All right, my sauce
You
is...
know, couch cam, so we're kind of busy over here.
Yeah, I know, dear. Sauce is finished. And I'm going to take this. And I'm going to try to delicately spoon it over the top. I mean, how beautiful is that?
Yes, I'll have a plate.
I will make you a plate while you're doing your thing, which is your time now.
All right.
What? Every Sunday I watch, I get so hungry.
It's the same thing, Wilma, when we watch yours.
Yep.
All right. While you do that, let's do this. All right, and as everyone knows, we are big champions of helping and boosting other small YouTube channels. So today I'd like to introduce you to Sally. Sally's is BLD Cooking, breakfast, lunch, and dinner cooking. And she is just getting started. She's just on her 70th episode. And she has 233 subscribers. So let's all see if we can run over and help her. And she's getting started. She does it on her phone, as most people do in the beginning. I'm going to work with her to see if we can get her sound volume up, though the last two sounded a little better. And let's talk about what she does. She likes to do recipes from back in the time without all the fancy ingredients. You usually have everything in your home you need to cook with. And a lot of her viewers are young people learning to cook, that's the whole reason we started this channel.
We are right there with you, Sally.
And older people that are feeling nostalgic about recipes.
Yep.
And we're going to be doing a nostalgic Jell-O recipe that we're getting a little scared of. We're testing it today for Pepper Tree Villa. She's got quite a bit of videos, and they're all very fun. Let me just turn off the sound so we don't have it blaring through the speakers. And again, the biggest part that everyone knows that I want to see channels with a face. There are so many channels that only show an overhead picture and a voice describing it. So we don't know who you are or what you are, smiling or happy. So channels like this and Wilma's and In the Kitchen with Karen and Pepper Tree Villa, you see a face. You get to match a personality. And we feel that that's really, really important. Yep. So I will drop in our video description on YouTube is a link to her channel. I will drop it in chat. Take a minute, bump over there, watch a video, subscribe, like. More importantly, leave a comment. As far as YouTube is concerned, comments mean everything because it means there's activity. And hopefully we can help push her up there. As a side note, our friend Retirement Village, when we just featured her a year ago, and she had 2,000. She just passed 8,000 this week.
She's catching up to us.
Amazing. All right, back to you, Bob.
I have to say I'm not enjoying this. I'm sorry, Sparkling Point. A little too sweet. So, right, well.
Let me stick this in chat here.
We can always go around the corner to Cindy's and bum some champagne from her. But, more importantly, I delivered you a plate. Yes. So let's give this a little taste. Wow. All right, America's Test Kitchen. It's better than how I make it.
And thank you, Wilma.
Yes.
Besides the fact I like watching. If you ever go watch Wilma's channel, if you watch, you're her warriors.
Yes.
Anytime. We've already had a couple of questions of people asking what BLD cooking stands for.
Breakfast, lunch,
you
and
might
dinner.
want to highly consider spelling it out.
Oh, okay.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So people looking up know what you're all about.
I mean, yeah. I'm going to have to start making this more so I can make it my own. Oh, yeah, I have. Absolutely. Sometimes I do fish piccata, and I also will have that with angel hair.
All right, this is an important one for you because you know this.
I learned the hard way, if you're going to buy kitchen appliances, there's a reason why KitchenAid mixers and Cuisinart food processors cost what they do. Yes, 100%. This guy behind me I have had for 24 years. These are an investment. Same thing with the Cuisinart food processors. I have tried all the other brands, but my good old Cuisinart 14 cupper that I've had, again, for 20 plus years, never lets me down. So yeah, that's definitely.
This is funny.
Whatever happened to all the leftover fried goodies from last week's show? Well, we had some hungry teenagers here last week, so there weren't really many fried leftovers.
We still grilled.
We went out and grilled steaks.
Steaks.
Yeah, it was fun. Or tried to, and then it rained.
All right, here's the truth or dare question.
How many crocs of utensils are on your counter? Okay, that's a good question. Here, I have just the one.
Yeah, but
Upstairs,
you got a drawer. You have a drawer in front of you.
I have a big drawer here that you can't see with. Can I see this on that camera?
Let's try.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Oh well. I have a big drawer where I have all the critical stuff that I use all the time laid out, kind of like a surgeon lays things out. However, upstairs in the main kitchen, I have 3 crocs. I have one that is all stainless steel stuff. Spoons, ladles, there's a specialty spatula in there, my potato masher. Okay, so this is 2 of the 3. I have this one that has my 2 main whisks, all my tongs. I have more tongs than this on the dishwasher. That's not very, okay. And then I have a third one with all my wooden spoons, but like I say, I'm down to just 1 wooden spoon upstairs. So, but I generally have 3. This also has the steel for my knives upstairs, so I can keep them honed. So yeah, that's I have 3. You don't have to have 3. You could have 1. Sherry uses a Cuisinart food processor belonging to our aunt. We're finally going to need to replace it. It's probably 40 years old. Yeah, oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And we just replaced our regular Cuisinart because the original 14 cupper that's been around forever has been discontinued and replaced. We have the newer model now, which is actually much more powerful, but it feels like a plastic toy.
It does.
Compared to the metal tank that the Cuisinart 14 was.
Yeah, it's true. And I still have, Richard, the food processor mixer that you gifted me.
We don't, I mean, short of doing an occasional cocktail, we don't use a blender here.
No, I have a pretty good blender. But yeah, and everyone's like, Vitamix, and they'll cook for you, and I don't use it enough to warrant the price for it.
So if you want to support the channel, in the show notes of every video, including this, there is a section marked Peter's Kitchen Essentials. And they are both investments for a couple of them and other small items that are very beneficial for you to cooking with. Cast iron pans, probes, all sorts of things. Take a look. If you click in a link, it'll take you to an Amazon. We may get a 1% commission. You may get a coupon.
You did have a PSA that you did not mention, and that's about our website.
Well, the PSA is the website's down right now. I broke it.
Well, you didn't break it.
I broke it earlier in the week transferring, so we're in the middle of rebuilding it. It should be up tomorrow with a new look and new features. And on that, we're going to, we have become an Amazon affiliate, so we're going to put an Amazon store up there. If you can look around and maybe buy something and help us out, we'll see how that goes.
So speaking of what can you not live without, what should you keep? You may have one of these in your kitchen drawer. You may not know, why do I even have this and all this junk? And that is a bench scraper. And you're probably thinking, well, I'm not a baker. I don't know why I have this. However, you're chopping parsley. You take your chef's knife and scoop it up. No, use this. This is a dull edge. You can do it this way and you're not going to cut yourself. If you use your knife.
Ben says they're using the Vitamix for pina coladas.
Oh, there you go. Right? But a sharp knife, doing this, you're going to eventually slip and go right into your hand. this will not cut you. Plus, it's going to hold more. It's got all this surface area. You can really scoop some stuff up on there. They even make them bigger that you can really scoop a bunch of stuff up. So to me...
Well, that's right. I forgot. Wilma does a lot of protein smoothie episodes.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah, and if you're someone who does a lot of smoothies and things, yeah.
Okay, in chat, a quick single line from everybody. Your single favorite kitchen accessory. And it can be a utensil, it can be a product, it can be a spice, it can be anything you want. One to a person.
I wonder what mine would be. Probably...
Yeah, Richard had died about a month or so after the humidity got to the motor and seized it.
I think my must-have favoriteest thing would, well, it would be my
All right,
box.
it's starting to come in.
My goodness. Go ahead.
No, keep going.
What I was going to say is my favorite thing would probably be my box of wine, and sometimes I even put it in the food. Go ahead, dear. Go on. What's coming in?
All right, let's see what we got. So we got a bench scraper from Doug and Arnie.
Yep.
And they're going to also say air fryer. We have not gotten into the air fryer
We have
craze.
not.
Immersion blender. We use that
Yep.
a lot.
Yes, we do.
Ooh, I have
Yep.
to try this.
Slap your mama seasoning. Okay.
Is that regional to Oklahoma, Wilma, or is that? Can you get that in any store?
I bet if another air fryer.
Ben always has the best answers.
I'm phone for reservation. Yeah. Yep.
Sea salt.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, not just sea salt, but salt in general. There's flaky salt, as I've used on the channel. There's sea salt.
Did
There's
a cocktail
kosher
with
salt.
flaky salt in it.
We did. Yes, Elaine, that is an absolute must-have. Another air fryer. Wow. In college, my kitchen essential was my notebook of menus of places that delivered.
He's been talking
Right.
to Ben, evidently.
I was poor in college. So
Oh,
I got
wait,
that.
dear. This one's right up your alley.
I cried when Bed Bath & Beyond went out of business. I could stroll the aisles of the kitchen section for hours. Yeah, me too. And, you know, honestly, the amount of money that I personally have spent with that company, I don't know how they could possibly have gone out of business.
But let's be honest here. In your cases, it was tablecloth, linen, and napkins.
Again, the amount of money, it was not. I bought China there. I bought Crystal, KitchenAid, coffee grinder. Okay. I've never gotten into grinding my own coffee. I always
Sally
liked the
said
idea of it.
silicone spoon.
Oh, sure. Yep. Like this one. They're heat resistant. I have a brand new air fryer still in the box. I definitely need to open it and use it. Yeah, this thing can act as an air fryer. We just haven't gotten into it.
No, because if we're going to deep fry something, just like we did last week, we're going to deep fry it.
Yeah.
We're not going to air fry it with this logic, oh, we're saving calories. It's still chicken wings.
Well, we've done a few things in this, but I don't know. We haven't gotten into it. I have an Instapot that I rarely use because it's a unitasker.
Ah, somebody's paying attention.
Oh, great, Peggy. That's awesome.
It's because you moved out of the way for a second, so.
I know, I did. Did I? I don't even remember where I put him. Where did I put him? Oh, there he is. There he is. Our little Val turtle. Yeah, what was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, well, they were talking about air fryers and deep fryers. I don't know. This is why I don't wing it very often. This is why I usually have pages of notes so I can go along. All right, so what do you think of this chicken piccata, dear? Kitchen Essentials, a hot sauce I use. Yeah, sure.
It's good. It's a little overdone. It's not as tender as it should be.
I think it's probably the way they're cut. You know, in the ATK, you're supposed to cut them yourself, but yeah. And these knives and this set of silverware are not really good. Do I really need to have an assortment of whisks? Well, yes and no. I keep, You know, this is from the set I have down here. It's kind of flimsy, but it does the job. But upstairs, I have two that I've had for 100 years. I have a big balloon whisk. It's very sturdy. It's great for whipping egg whites and very big things. This is another balloon whisk, but it's smaller, and you can tell it's very, very well used, but very sturdy. And then I also use those little teeny tiny whisks. I keep them around that you think they're toys and they're useless. I don't have one down here.
Richard's really paying attention.
He did have a recent bath.
He did have a recent bath.
But the little whisks are really good for getting in tight spaces. Whereas this is not, but that, you know, this rim in a pan or something.
I know the answer to this one.
Do you think we actually need a rice cooker? No. Nope. I know lots of people will disagree with me. But no, I don't think we need rice cookers. I don't eat that much rice. I mean, I guess if we were eating it every day, it might make sense, but we don't eat a lot of rice. We eat, you know, my essentials are cast iron pan, a pot, a chef knife, and a spatula. Yeah. Yeah, especially, you know, a great big skillet like this, be it non-stick or stainless steel or cast iron, a must-have. And if it has a lid like this one does, all the better, because I can do anything in this. I can make soups, stews, I can braise, I can make pasta sauce or gravy if you must.
All right, let's take a second and talk about what's coming up.
Oh,
so everyone,
hold on
here. So everyone, please pop over and see our friends at PTB Live, Doug and Arnie and Ben and Sherry for their live stream tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central. They are doing springtime. And again, for our people that are still exploring, they love to do reviews of Hallmark movies.
Yeah. So we've still got like 9 or 10 minutes left here, but you want to go into what's next on already?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Well, you know what? We can kill a little time.
You're confusing me. Now that's working because it's through YouTube and through Amazon, or is that not working because the website is down?
That's still working no matter what. That's not on either one of those.
All right. That's all. It's all good. I know we had more questions than that, didn't we?
Yeah. You still have a lot more stuff in the drawer to go over the is it essential?
I don't, dear. I really don't. Okay. Let's see. Little teeny tiny spatulas, rubber ones. Do you need them? Probably not. I use these a lot, but I think you don't need them. We talked about measuring spoons, measuring cups. Definitely need them. Here's a good one. You might not think about. Kitchen shears. Kind of like if someone has scissors just reserved for fabric, God help you if you use them anywhere else. Kitchen shears. You don't use this. Do you, dear, to start cutting other things? Because these are used.
This is why I wait until his kitchen shears are no good for cutting poultry, and then I get them from my toolbox.
Right. Because when he's going into my kitchen and taking my kitchen shears, and yeah, a good thing for cutting on food, for food use only, cutting through chicken bones to spatchcock a chicken or something like that. Oops. Little teeny tiny tongs. We talked about
these
tongs.
We use
for us. These are essential because we entertain so much. But would the average person need these?
Charcuterie boards is what they're great for.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes I think we have so many of these. Like, why are they cluttering up my house? But then I'll go and I'll use them. And we talked about whisks. My husband is cook and he has a ton of cutting boards. Yeah, I have a selection too. And yeah, plastic, wood, various things. And I have drawers back here that are loaded with stuff. Measuring cups, can openers. Hi, Keith. All kinds of crap. I really don't measure too much at all, just a pinch of flavor in every dish. I'm an old school cook. Well, you know what, and Wilma, me too. And that's why I took the savory route when I went to cooking school, because baking is too stressful. It's chemistry, and you have to be exact on everything. And I know you can learn that, but I prefer, like you, the free hand of savory cooking. You know, the recipe says a clove of garlic, but my soul says 3 cloves of garlic, so that's where I'm going. I cannot live if I didn't always have garlic in my kitchen. Me neither. Me neither. All right, and of course, Val and Turtle is essential in your kitchens. You cannot have too many rubber spatulas or silicone spatulas. Yeah, they're very handy.
I will say, for those who are not real bakers like us, but you want a lot of quick, easy baking, check out In the Kitchen with Karen.
Yeah.
She does a lot of really fast bake items, and we have a kind of running joke, because anyone that she makes with lemon, we make the same one with lime the week later.
We do. We totally bite off of her. All right, so we're getting down to the last few minutes. Shall we talk about what's next for LC?
Oh, wait, here's your pet peeve.
What's that? I don't know how my grandmother survived without a microwave or a microwave. Well, you know, they did, and I think their food was probably better.
And we just took ours out.
Yeah, we don't have a microwave anymore. And poor Phil is going through withdrawal. Like, he wanted to heat up leftover chicken today. How can I do it? We have 3 ovens in this house, dear. It'll take 10 seconds in the microwave. That'll take 10 minutes. It's okay. You'll live. He's learning. Yeah, we got rid of the microwave. We didn't really use it, and it was just an eyesore.
Well, but it was a benefit. We got rid of one of those stupid microwaves.
The built-in kind.
That's over the stove. That's built in. We trashed it and put in a commercial vent hood.
So the hood is up higher, so now I can get in and reach things in the back burners, and I can take my strainer out of my pasta pot easier, and it wasn't a good design.
I think, didn't we do this?
How about an episode on the essential spices? No, we've done pantry essentials, but not spices. So that's a good idea, Hank. Yeah, thank you. That's a good idea. And we did something. We did a live stream, I think, about herbs and spices, the difference between them.
Well, we definitely have to have Wilma contributing to that one because she used lots of spices in there.
Yeah. I tend to stay away from for the show anyway, for using various commercial products because you can't always find them. So other than Old Bay, which is a crab seasoning or seafood seasoning, there are other crab oils out there. But there are some things that I've used at home in my kitchen upstairs that when I've mentioned them to other people in other parts of the country, they've never heard of it. So I kind of tread that line of...
yes, we have.
We have.
While he's talking, I'll find it and put a link in the...
Yep. Yeah, Rob, we have. Okay, so what's coming up next with LCTV? So... our next live stream, or do you want to do that first?
You can do it. Go ahead, I'm going to do this.
Okay. I hope I'm right in announcing this. Our next live stream is cooking with beer, from keg to kitchen. This should be fun. If the weather is nice, we may be doing beer can chicken out on the grill with the grill cam. We'll see what happens. We're talking about old recipes, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you bring up old recipes. So I like to do that too. So besides chicken piccata, I've mentioned this before, chicken marbella or marbella is an old recipe from the 80s. But I'm looking into some even older ones like Swiss steak and things like that. Those classic recipes from the 40s and 50s and maybe the 60s that we grew up on that have kind of fallen out of fashion. I have a great recipe for the stuffed pears stuffed with gorgonzola and walnuts, and they're baked. It sounds amazing. Someone sent the recipe to me, and said, you have to make this. So we're going to be testing it tonight after this. And we have a cocktail coming up. You may have seen it a couple weeks ago if you watched the live stream, called a gelotini, but we are, since they always play the Wizard of Oz around Easter, we're going to call it the Emerald City Martini. And it's coming up. It's stupid fun. And you're going to go like, are these guys insane? And the answer is yes. But try it, and you'll be surprised at how good it really is.
And of all of these, this is probably the most important episode.
Yep.
We also have a short on it, but this particular episode here is probably the most popular.
Yeah. Yep. Pepper steak. Yeah, there's another one, Ben. Yep. Yeah. My mom used to make that, come to think of it.
All right, so now we know what's going to be after the beer. We'll do spices. Thank you,
Well,
Hank.
we have lots of live stream concepts, like talking about manners. Do people even have manners anymore? And we have a few others. So, yeah, we can look into spices.
Our
Always
son
open the beer
cannot get
can or
through a
your chicken
weekend
will
without
explode.
making beer can chicken.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but he does make a lot in the summer.
Actually, one of our most
meatloaf
popular
recipes.
episodes and live streams we did was Meatloaf Madness.
Yeah.
I mean, we
And
need to
Ben,
repeat some of
we
those.
actually, maybe it's something we need to redo. We have an old episode that, for something I make at Halloween, where I make individual meatloafs, but they're stuffed. And we call them little meatloaf coffins because they're stuffed with spinach and cheese and roasted red peppers. And if you do it right, when you take them out of a little pan, it looks like a little coffin, and you cut the top and turn it just a little bit so you can see like the oozing cheese and the green and like a rotting corpse inside. Perfect for Halloween. I wouldn't go that far for other times of the year, but it's delicious any time of the year. Any more chat, dear?
No, I think we're getting towards the end here.
Yeah. Okay.
And hopefully you've noticed that the picture should be looking a lot better.
Yeah.
For you techno geeks, we've gone from 1080 30 frames per second to 1080 60. And we're going over to Facebook at 1080 30 because they don't do that.
I don't know.
But we're doing it all ourselves without a service. So
I don't know what this means. So, wah, wah.
yeah, wah. Okay, here's one for you.
What are everyone's preferences of wood, metal, silicone, or rubber utensils? So I like them all, but for different things. I will go for my wooden spoon or wooden utensils 99 times out of 100 as I'm cooking. Down here, I have this set. It's silicone. I like these. But I have metal ones too, that if I'm doing something big in a big that's not a non-stick pan, these you can use in anything. But the metal ones, if I'm doing a big stew or soup or whatever, a big batch of bolognese, yeah. Do you make your own spice? No, and I've often thought of it, but I never have, Janet. But that's a good question. If I had to have only two, I would choose wood and silicone. Okay. There is something to say about, like, I have this big metal ladle. It's a little bigger than, or my pasta fork is metal.
There's a unitasker.
No, I've used this for many other things, but yeah, it's mostly used just for pasta. Of course, the only unitasker that is a must-have in every kitchen, everywhere, it should be your fire extinguisher. But a nice big wooden metal spoon like this, if I'm doing a big bolognese or something, yeah, I want the sturdiness of this. What else, dear? Chat flying still?
I think that's it. Wilma's reminding everyone to enjoy the week and make sure your taxes are filed.
Yep.
Thank God ours is already back. And so is Hank.
Yep.
We got a big camp bill to pay soon, so we need it.
Yeah.
All right, shall we
Okay,
start
I think
to
we
wrap
shall
this up?
wind it up. Thank you for joining us today. And thanks to all the people on this list.
And let's give a thanks to our supporters, Hank and AJ, Brad and Brian, Carol, Joe and Peggy, Robin, Megan, Gary, Kevin, Hal, Gene G, Wilma Kitchen, ARH Associates Rhodes, and our technical sponsor, B&H Photos. And this is the picture of everybody who was in chat today. And we shall see you in a week.
Next time. Cheers.